We're live. There we go.
Sorry, Loz has made us really big. And we were not ready for that, were we?
We're not ready to be that big.
No.
How is everyone? It's been a busy week once again. And our new puppy is going crazy. So, yes, hence the slight delay of the start there. But I hope you are all well.
She's wrestling a bear.
She's gone from sleeping a second ago to just being hyper now. So she'll probably come and say hello. Holly, come here. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Do you want to say hello to everyone?
So who's that? Is the newest Shahlaei.
Hi, everyone.
Don't let her grab the mic.
What are you playing with?
Bless her. Anyway, we hope you've all had a great week. Obviously, this time last week we were in Ohio. This time next week we're going to be in Birmingham for the Arnold UK. So busy. Decided to get a puppy in the meantime as well, as one does.
It's going to make the lives a lot more fun.
Yes. And just reading the comments. No daylight savings here yet. That's in a few weeks time for us. It is Mother's Day here, though, in the UK.
We're doing everything different to the Americans. Mother's Day is different. Daylight savings time is different. Do you know what? We should get rid of daylight savings time.
We should always have summertime, yes. British summertime, I think. I don't like it when they go back the other way.
Anyway.
Enough
of that nonsense.
Yes. We hope you're all having a good week, though. Does anyone know how to watch the Arnold UK? So this is a question that keeps popping up. So it's going to be streamed by ADL Live. It's not Rogue streaming it, and it's being streamed directly to the Arnold Sports, not YouTube channel, sorry, their website.
Yep.
So it's the same place. So there's a link and it's free to watch, but you have to enter your details and then,
we will do a video this week about the Arnolds, and I will speak to, I know Don is doing the live stream with ADL. Don from ADL, he'll be doing it, and I will speak to him and see if we can get some inside knowledge on exactly what's happening, because he's the man that's doing it. I'm friends with him, so hopefully we can get some inside knowledge and let you guys know, so that those of you that want to watch know where and when to watch.
Yeah, it is going to be different to a normal oh god, she's got a puppy pad again, to a normal Arnold stream. I'm gonna have to get that off her, because there's going to be no commentary for this. Loz is going to be on the mic with Dr. Bill, so presumably you'll be able to hear them, but there's no commentary team. Sorry, she's this habit of stealing her puppy pad. Deary me, we knew this one would be a challenge, the first one. Like, it's fine when we're filming because we can just, set things up when she's sleeping. But obviously this, we didn't know if she'd be awake or not. Where are we? Okay, Fred, thank you so much for gifting memberships. And Sean, thank you for the super chat. At what point, this one for you, Lozzie, at what point do you compete? I'm 96 kilos and deadlift and squat over 300 kilos. I've only ever done small comps with buddies, also hard to find in Canada.
Well, and under 300 kilo squat and deadlift for anyone are great numbers, more than strong enough to compete. Obviously, there are other elements to strongman, not just squat and deadlift, but with that kind of base level of strength, you are more than strong enough to compete. They're excellent numbers. It's just finding the right competitions, I guess. Canada's a very big country, so obviously a bit harder than, say, the UK, where we don't have to travel so far. So there's always different elements that are going to cause challenges for people. But in terms of you wanting to, if you want to, definitely more than capable. I mean, OSG is a great one to look at because you can upload your numbers, see where you stack against some of the best in the world. It'll give you the online qualifiers are never the best thing to look at because they can be manipulated a bit. But with those type of numbers, I'm sure you're going to do very well. And you're more than strong enough to compete.
She's got it again. Oh my goodness. Sean, thank you for the super chat. Will Arnold UK for sure be live stream? Yes, so we will get the final details on that, and we'll make a video.
At the moment, we know there's 10 for sure lined up for the women's Arnolds, and there are 8 currently for the men's, but that could and should change.
I think
I'm expecting 2 more to be announced.
Yeah.
Once we know for sure, we are trying to find out. It's a small team working on the Arnold, so they're extremely busy. And obviously, with the dropouts from the Ohio show, they're really scraping to look at whom could potentially compete in this one. It's also difficult because a lot of the top names are now focused on Europe's and World's Strongest Man. So some of them don't want to compete in this to interfere with their prep for that. So 8 names in the men, 10 for the women. Excellent athletes that are coming. So it's going to be a great show regardless, but hopefully we do get at least 10 athletes in the men's comp.
Yeah, so Tom Stockman confirmed on their live last night that he's pulled out.
Yeah.
And he's only traveling down to be on the SBD and Primal stands. Yeah. And you could tell, anyone who watched the video the other day, he's like, I'm 50-50. He wasn't. He was, yeah. But
I
understand.
Tom wants to go to Worlds and really focus on that. He had a good Arnold's last weekend.
Yeah.
I think for him now, he needs that prep for his own confidence. He wants to be fully prepped on World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, which is fair.
If you want to try and sort her out with that.
Oh, yeah, go on. You click on Jane.
Jane, member for 29 months. Thank you so much for continually supporting us. UK Arnold's only showing 9 competitors, 8 at the moment, I believe. We're down 2, unfortunately. But like I said, hopefully we'll be up to 10. Evening all. Hello, Uncle Loz. Yeah, who would you guys like to see competing? And think about it logically about don't just say you want to see them because they're your friend, but who may want to compete in this and be in a position to compete in it. Because there's certain athletes that just don't want to right now with the timing of the show. And that's something that it is important, you know, with World's Strongest Man coming up. You know, a lot of athletes that qualified for that won't want to have this interruption.
What do you mean don't say because they're your friend? I vote Rauner.
Well, Rauner's not a bad option because he'll do it. But some people that are going to Worlds won't do it.
No.
You know, you know, Tom, for instance, he likes that prep. I know there's other athletes that won't want prep interrupted. Yeah. There's other athletes that are happy to compete lots. I mean, Mitch Hooper's competing at Worlds. He's doing this as well. But he said a long time ago, and he commits to show. Same with Thor. Thor said he's going to do it. He's committed to doing it. He's still turning up. So I have a lot of respect for those guys that say they're going to do it and they do turn up. But coming this short notice,
it's going to be hard. No one who's coming this short notice is going to win.
Ivers is a good person to step in.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Ragg's a great person, but I can't see them investing in the cost that it would get Matt Ragg to come over for this competition.
Yeah. Nick, who won the Amateur Arnolds last weekend.
Yep, Nick, he was fantastic and you know, showing that he's ready to step up to that level. So there's athletes that are good enough and athletes that are willing, but it's, you know, it's such a short notice for everyone involved, not just athletes but organizers as well.
Yeah, this is the craziest she's been since
I know, she's never this crazy.
Thursday.
Do you want to
throw this donut out? Stop.
Cousin Fred, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. Good morning, afternoon, evening all. Hope all is well. Top news, the red and white and blue is gone. The beard is back to normal by the sounds of things. Excellent. Although we did enjoy.
White and blue works in so many countries, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
Works for the UK too.
Puppy, here she
there we go.
is.
Here she is. The naughty little
She's had a fun day meeting people and exploring.
She's the silliest goofball.
She's lovely.
She is lovely. She's not had her second set of jabs yet.
She goes from being absolutely hyper to sleeping in seconds, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And she sleeps deeper than you do.
Yeah, which is saying something.
Yeah. Lots of puppy comments.
Yay.
It's amazing how many people love dogs and love a puppy.
Yeah.
Carrying her to my daughter's school the other day, people stopping me and wanting to talk to me.
You were loving it, weren't you?
I know. If I was ever single, I'm definitely getting a puppy.
Yeah. You're not having this one. Oh, dear.
Lots of nice comments about the pup.
Gorgeous puppy. Golden Retriever. Yeah, they're lovely.
Happy UK Mother's Day. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
I know that caused a bit of concern for Americans this morning when the British people were posting up.
Every time.
Yeah. So we've addressed this one. Is there a live stream for the Arnold's UK? There is on the Arnold's website.
We will get the link for that and share.
Here we go. What are the events for the UK Arnold's? So from the top of my head, there is a deadlift for reps.
350 kilos.
Yep. I can't remember what the weight is for the women. I think maybe I think it's 500 pounds. So 227.5 kilos. There is the Austrian oak or a lighter log for the men, and the American oak, or a lighter log, I believe, for the women as well.
Yeah.
The Austrian oak is 195 kilos. And then there's the lighter log, which is 170 or 175 kilos. One rep with the heavy log beats any amount of reps with the lighter log. Same for the women. There is a yoke into a dumbbell event this time round. That will be interesting. Weight for height.
Weight for height, yeah.
And there's something else as well.
What have you said? You said the log, the deadlift.
Oh, the farmer's walk, farmers for distance.
Oh, okay. Is it 5 events?
Yes, 5 events.
Okay, there we go.
But like I said, we will put out a video this week with everything that you need to know for the Arnold UK.
Loz, as his coach, what do you think about Mitch split jerk at the Arnolds and the Axel press?
I thought it was fantastic. I was the one that suggested he looked at, jerking the Axel based off his natural strengths. When you look at Mitch, very strong in the legs, built like an Olympic lifter. And then Mitch got Sonny involved in terms of helping him with a technique, which was a brilliant call. Sonny's an amazing Olympic lifting coach, and it paid off. I know there's lots of people that don't like seeing athletes split jerk. I know Rob Kearney used to get comments about doing it. Kaklaev used to get comments, but you can't hate the athlete for using what's allowed. If it wasn't allowed, then for sure, it shouldn't be done. But at the moment, it's allowed in strongman. And it's like the whole sumo versus conventional deadlifts. We can have what we feel is more impressive. I remember doing a competition, watching a guy strict press a Viking press, and way stronger shoulders and triceps than I had. I was super impressed watching it, but I still beat the guy when it came to the competition. So sometimes you've got to think, how do I get the most out of my body? And with Mitch, we looked at what we felt was the best approach, and then he kind of implemented what he thought was the best way to go about that. I felt he was good for 4. He even surprised me with that 5th rep. There were good reps. I've seen people complaining about some of them, but you go and watch them again, they were good reps. I've seen much, much worse reps on in strongman before. Every single rep was good. There was one rep that was called good before it was, and Mitch still continued to press it out. So yeah, no, I was very impressed with what Mitch did. If you're asking me what I think is more impressive, for sure, someone with massive shoulder, like watching Zadrunas press anything, is super impressive. And when you're talking brute strength, yes, it's more impressive. But strongman is about winning a competition, and that's what great athletes do. They figure the best way for them. Mitch went away and worked out the best way for him to get maximum points, which is what strongman's all about. I say this a lot. It's not about how strong you are. It's about how many points you have at the end of the competition. And Mitch had the greatest win ever at the Arnold's, I believe, in terms of points difference.
Points difference, yeah. Who is Dr. Bill? Is he a real doctor? He is a real doctor. He is a doctor of medicine. And a
strength historian and someone heavily involved in the Highland Games.
Yes, yeah. So he... he's been involved in strength sports for a really long time. And like you say, he's very much a historian.
Very, very knowledgeable about the history of strength. He's got some great stories, and someone that's been involved in strength for a long time.
Don't worry, Wade. I promise we're going to get the correct details, and we'll make sure it's shared out and that everyone knows. I'm not to replace the stream, but we're going to be there as well. I'm going to have my camera and upload everything that I can get away with. So yes, you guys will definitely be able to watch the Arnold UK by hook or by crook.
And it is definitely Saturday and Sunday.
It's definitely Saturday and Sunday, yeah, because there were questions over that as well. Can't wait for puppy accidents on the stream. It's happening already. Besides Tom, has anyone else pulled out of the Arnolds?
There's athletes that have pulled out for injury reasons.
Yeah.
Like Evan's not doing it.
No, Evan isn't.
Surprisingly, Maxime still is doing it.
Maxime is doing it, yeah.
Victoria obviously is out from the women's.
Yeah.
As far as I know, the men that are doing it are Novikov, Mitch Hooper, Thor, Bobby Thompson, Maxime, Oscar Zilkowski,
Lucas Hatton,
and Gav Bilton.
Yeah.
They're the men that I know.
So Mateusz is out as well, but not with injury.
No, he's pulled out to focus on Europe's and World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, in his case, it was a concern about how he can be ready, because Europe's events are very much like world's events. So you're training for one, you're training for both essentially anyway. Whereas the Arnold UK events are very different and different again to last week.
Mateus, with all the injuries he's had, he's always concerned about doing too much.
Yeah.
He looked great last weekend, and I think he just wants to make sure he is good for those comps.
Yeah.
So still 8 great athletes doing it, and hopefully they will get 2 more stepping in.
Yeah. We at times are going to be on Mitch Hooper's Lift Heavy Be Kind stand, because we're going to be selling some of our merch from there as well. Or his sister Cassie will be on our behalf. So yes. We're not sure of the exact timetable yet, though, are we? I mean, we weren't last weekend either.
No,
we sort of turned up. But yeah, we'll be around.
We'll be around on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. I vote the puppy just pee part of the live stream. Thank you, Monica. She might have to be. She's going absolutely nutty. So bummed about Victoria retiring.
Yes, very, very sad. I actually literally 2 hours ago had a chat with Victoria, so you'll be able to see that next week. Really nice to chat to her. Really good because, you know, I've had brief chats with Victoria, but it was nice to sit down and kind of get to know her a bit more.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Very nice. Yeah. And, you know, hopefully, yeah, I guess tomorrow, the next day, that'll be out.
Yeah, either Monday or Tuesday, that one will be out. How's it going with the puppy? All right.
Very well, until we decided to do a live.
Yeah, this is the hardest it's been this last 16 minutes. No, she's been good. Mostly toileting outside or on a puppy pad. We're crate training her overnight, and she's sleeping really well in her crate. Like, once I settle her down in there and get her to sleep and then sneak off, she's going for a good sort of 6, nearly 7 hours overnight. She's really sweet, isn't she? She loves to cuddle, and training's going well. She's
loves playing.
Yeah, like she's good for that. She can sit now as well on command. So yeah, not bad.
She's doing very well.
She's doing well. She will be highly trained. Yes. Yeah, she met Granny today and her uncle and auntie. What is she doing? Hopefully they can get 2 more competitors. Do you know what the power medley is? Yeah, so the power medley is the yoke into dumbbell series.
Yeah, interesting. You know, I remember when at the Rogue they did the yoke into the log, and I wasn't sure what to think of that originally. Honestly, I probably was thinking, oh, I'm not such a fan of this. Yeah. But I actually really enjoyed it when it happened. So it'd be interesting to see how this one works out.
Yeah, it turned into one of my favorite events at Rogue. Do you know if Mitch will be on the Lift Heavy Be Kind booth on the Saturday with him competing that day?
He'll definitely go on there for a bit after the events for sure.
Yeah, he did last weekend, didn't he? Yeah.
I think as soon as he's finished competing for the day, he'll head over there.
Yeah.
Just not sure what time everything is yet, but like I said, we will find out, and we'll put it up in a video this week.
Yeah. Someone said Eddie Hall and Oberst to fill the slots. Toby. Catherine, happy Mother's Day to all the mums and Auntie Liz. Thank you, Catherine. And if you're a mum, happy Mother's Day to you too.
I hope you've all had a great day.
I woke up with a terrible cold this morning. My body's rejecting life.
Jamie wanting to see Evan's Nana.
He's been announced for Worlds.
He is. Evan's training very hard. He is training hard. I see his training. Yeah. I've been working with Evans, and he's doing very well. He's a very, very determined man.
Yeah.
Only thing with Evans, sometimes you've got to hold him back. He wants to do too much sometimes. You're like, whoa. It's very easy. It's something that's important if you're watching just in terms of training. It's very easy to try and do too much in strength sports. And sometimes he can be guilty of that, but his work rate is tremendous.
Alejandro?
I'd rather have someone like that than someone lazy.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Alejandro, thank you for the super chat. Arnold declaring war on Mr. Olympia. If he declares it on World's Strongest Man, prestige will count for nothing in 2 to 3 years tops.
Well, I'd love to see the Arnold Strongman get a 500 grand payout. That's what they're talking about. The bodybuilding now next year is going to be 500k for the winner.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
Which goes ahead of the
Mr. Olympia. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what.
There's 300 grand this year, which is still a great payday.
Yeah.
But 500 grand for bodybuilding is huge. If that was for strongman, well,
we'd get you back into competition, was it? Whip you back into shape.
I don't think we can do much about that, but yeah, it's great to see these sports improving and getting more popular and getting more money in them.
And good luck with your first powerlifting competition in April.
Thank you for the super chat.
Seen Arnold announce more money for next year's bodybuilding. What about Strongman? Yeah, we don't know, is the honest truth. Arnold was there for a lot of the Strongman
He watched
competition
pretty
this
much
year.
all the events. Didn't
Yeah, and he seemed to enjoy it. So who knows? Obviously, bodybuilding is his background, and that was really the sort of birth of the Arnold Sports Festival. It was more bodybuilding orientated, with Strongman not being introduced until later in 2002, and it was Terry and Jan Todd that worked on that on behalf of Arnold when they were asked to. So I don't know. It's not a given that extra money will be given to Strongman, but it's possible.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
There we go.
Monica says, what about Ivers? He tends to always be ready on the fly. He does indeed.
Ivers is always comp ready.
He does
always. Yeah, he'd be a great addition.
Does Loz or Liz have any special insight into Victoria Long's decision to retire so young? Toll of injury, sorry, wants to start a family. As I just mentioned, I had a talking strong woman with her literally a couple of hours ago. So tune in this week for that.
Yeah.
We go through all of that.
Just put the pepper on the desk and we'll all watch her for you. Thank you, Kevin. Dalton, thank you for the super chat. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought it was the same message for a second. Arnold declaring war on the Olympia is awesome. If he did the same with World's Strongest Man, that'd be awesome. But sure, we'll still dominate both.
Interesting.
There you go.
I think it's great. Like, I don't really get involved in the
which is the best.
At the moment, World's Strongest Man, if we're talking about reach,
yeah,
World's Strongest Man is by far the biggest. Arnold is actually second biggest, and then Rogue and Shaw are kind of probably third and fourth. I just hope they all get bigger.
Yeah, of course.
Because the bigger they all get, the better it is for all of us.
Yeah.
Involved in the sport. So sometimes I think people's mindset, they have the blinkers on. It's like, I want this one to be the best. Mm-hmm. Trust me, if they all get bigger, it's better for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. A rising tide raises all the ships around it, or something like that. Yeah.
What do you think, Loz, about World's Strongest Man being 1/3 of the field Americans?
I was surprised, to be honest, that there's
that many Americans?
There's a lot of Americans.
10.
I mean, how many? Let's quickly count them. So there's Evan Singleton, Martins Lissis, Bobby Thompson, Trey Mitchell,
Rob Kearney,
Marcus Crowder, Nathan Goltry. Who else?
Evan Singleton.
I said Evan. I said Trey, Martins. Oh, I feel like I'm missing someone.
Probably.
There is quite a lot of Americans there. I think there's about 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is quite a lot.
Yeah, we will have to look into that. I'm gonna obviously leading up to World's Strongest Man, we'll really look into who's in the competition.
We should
break
drag
things
Colin
down.
on.
Yes, we'll talk to Colin.
Drag our Bricey on.
I've always got things to say about
questions
Worlds, so as we get closer,
squirm.
we will definitely look into this.
Yeah, make him squirm. Strongman, never heard of it. It's all about the puppy. She is cute. Come here. Awesome puppy. Alprez Cat, thank you for the super chat. Loz training the world's strongest dog soon. I don't know. Look at her face. That's not a strong dog. That's a cute dog, though. You're a sweetie pie, aren't you? Yes. Yeah, she's lovely. Aren't you? Yes. But you are a goofball. What was Arnold's thinking, putting them 2 weeks apart and signing up the same athletes? Yeah, it was always...
Athletes are used to this. Look, the Arnold's UK is not the same as the Arnold's Ohio. Prize money is a lot less. The prestige is a lot less. It's a show. That is what this next one is. Sure, the athletes want to win. They're all competitive men. But, I had a chat with Mitch Hooper, and I was like, okay, the focus now is World's Strongest Man, which is, that's the big focus for him in terms of everything. But he's a very competitive person, and he wants to win the Arnolds. He does. There's no hiding that. He wants to win. But in terms of training and everything, it was all build up to the Arnold's Ohio. And then, do you want to help her get up there? and then it's going to be about focusing on World's Strongest Man. So it's not peaking for the UK show. He'll get there, he'll try his hardest, same with Thor, same with all the athletes, but it's impossible for athletes to do everything at 100%. And it's the same for like the bodybuilders, the same for powerlifters. You have to, when you're at that level, you get yourself to your absolute best for a certain event. And then you hold on to that level for, you know, you bring it down to 95%, 90%. You're still amazing, but you don't kind of put everything into it. And that's what this show this weekend will be. It's going to be a fantastic strongman competition. They all want to win, but they won't have that pressure on themselves like they would for World's Strongest Man or for the Arnold Ohio.
Oh dear, it's like having a toddler in the house.
Yes.
Oh, I'm watching you. Yes.
Thank you, Kelly.
Crate training. Yes.
We've heard lots about it, and that's something we kind of, one of my friends was like, oh, you'll have it in your bed straight away. I was like, no, I put my foot down pretty solidly. And we want her to have her safe space that she can go to.
Yeah, especially with having a 6-year-old in the house. We feel it's quite important for her to have somewhere she can get away. And Alexa knows, when she goes in there, you're to leave her be. Yeah, exactly. Although the first day we brought her home, Alex must have misunderstood the communication because she got in the crate. That's like, what are you doing? What did I say? Get out the crate.
Yeah, she's
a monkey as well. That's why they get on so well.
Jane thought Mitch's split jerk technique was perfection. Well, he won the event, and that was the goal, is maximum points.
Oi, first live check-in for a while. Nice to have you with us, Scottish Chris.
Hey, Scottish Chris. People talking to themselves. Split jerk scares me. Love Liz and Loz. Thank you, Lab. Are they bringing back Flintstone press to World's Strongest Man this year? No, they aren't. I enjoyed watching the Flintstone press, but it's not going to be at Worlds this year. We should have Worlds announcing events very, very soon, I think. So look out for that in the not too distant future.
Can Liz and Loz rate how well the Arnold was organised and run this year? Does it set a standard? Yeah, like, I don't think it's that much different to something like a Giants Live, to be honest. Do you?
In what way?
So obviously all of athlete expenses are taken care of. At Giants Live, it's like, it's dinner time, everyone come for dinner. Obviously dinner is covered for. At Arnold's, it's like you get a per diem. So athletes get money for each day that they're there to pay for food and everything else. Athletes are very well taken care of though. Like when there's an injury, they get seen to at the hospital and it's covered by the Arnolds, which is very nice because obviously healthcare isn't necessarily free. Like it doesn't rely on the athlete's insurance. And, you know, if you're a traveling strongman, you know what I mean, from overseas, they'll cover it for you as well. I mean, like last year, they actually like private jetted JF back to Canada.
Year before.
Oh yeah, year before. So they do like take their responsibility towards the athletes very seriously, and they do look after people very well. Yeah, but yeah, in terms of like the organization of the actual competition, I wouldn't say it's much different to like a Giants Live, would you?
No, I'd say Giants Live and Arnold's look after athletes better than World's Strongest Man do. This is my own personal experience. I've heard World's Strongest Man is much, much better now. So I don't want to kind of people going out there saying Loz said this, but from my personal experience, when I was competing, I will, you know, say Giants Live and the Arnolds were better to me when I got injured than World's Strongest Man were. But I do hear that that's changed, which is good because I want athletes looked after. But yeah, I think Arnold's and Giants do an amazing job. Different, very different. And it's kind of weird. Like I tell up and coming athletes all the time, you know, depending on where they want to go with their career, because really the World's Strongest Man don't really watch the Arnolds, and Arnolds don't really watch World's Strongest Man, run by two different entities, which is a shame because, you know, we want to see everyone and everything.
A little bit more collaboration would be good.
Yeah, but both great shows.
Yeah. Loz, what are your thoughts on Mark Henry? I've been watching a video about him. He was crazy strong, even considering he claimed to be 100% natural.
Mark Henry was an absolute beast. I was really enjoying a conversation with him last weekend. A lovely guy to talk to. I'm really going to try and get him on Talking Strongman. He said he would. So just need to pin him down. But that's not an easy job. Pinning Mark Henry down. Yeah. But look, He only ever did one strongman comp, because people always say, "Oh, Mark Henry was the world's strongest man." Mark Henry never competed at the world's strongest man, but genuinely, in terms of just strength, yes, he was one of the strongest men on the planet. Some of his feats of strength were incredible, and in so many different areas as well. I mean, he won the Arnolds. He was a powerlifting champion. He was an Olympic lifting champion, not in the Olympics, but American champion in the and he competed at the Olympics, I believe, in weightlifting. Yeah, he did. And just a fantastic athlete, and he's done amazing in wrestling, but just a really interesting guy to talk to. So I really want to get him on and have a chat with him.
Yeah, he's a really nice person as well, isn't he? He's got time for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jiminy Crickets, I'm late, I'm sorry, but is anyone bad enough to miss Worlds? I don't think so. I'd like Evan Singleton, I'm not sure, to be honest, but we know with Evan, he'll do everything he can.
I've seen with Evan, he's going to be back for Worlds.
Yeah, I was going to say, Evan will do everything he can to be back in time for
Hell, Trey Mitchell is coming back for Worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God, yeah.
Obviously, there's time for people to get hurt. Hopefully that's not the case. No. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of the athletes that have been announced end up not doing it.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the sport.
Nathaniel, thank you for the super chat. Who has the best current beard in Strongman and in the past?
Probably Bobby.
Bobby's got a very good beard. Yeah.
Bobby has a pretty epic beard.
If we look at weight classes as well, Nikolai Myers has a great beard.
Pavlo has a good beard. Pavlo Kordiakou.
Yeah, he does have a good beard.
He's got such a good head of hair.
Yeah.
It's like, that's ridiculous, man. Come on, you can't have everything.
I know. He calls himself a strongman. I know. But Nikolai Myers has a great beard.
Nikolai has an epic beard.
It's very soft as well.
You
touched it. Do you remember when we were training with him and he was talking to you about beard care?
Yeah.
And
he looks after
He was like, touch it. And you did. And you were like, oh my God, it's like feathers.
Yeah. Bit jealous, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, not like yours, all scratchy.
My beard is clearly the best from the past.
It looks great. And the good thing about your beard is it doesn't really move or do anything. But that's because I'm pretty sure it's made from wire wool.
I don't kind of let it get too big.
No. It's a strong beard. M saying, looking forward to seeing the chat with Victoria. It's really good. I watched it back afterwards and it was really nice. Nice chat. Where are we? George, thank you for the super chat. Shouldn't we call Zydrunas Big Z in the UK? Oh, we probably should.
We should.
This doesn't sound right, does it? Big Z.
Big Z.
No, I don't like it. No.
But maybe he's right.
We probably should, but that would be weird.
Yeah.
And I don't think Zydrunas would understand what the hell we were saying.
But also, Zydrunas isn't from the UK, so.
Yeah.
Because I get some Americans calling me Loz.
Loz, yeah. Oh, I need to go sneeze.
You go sneeze. Yeah. Get out of here. Yeah. We don't want you sneezing all over us.
No.
Big Z.
Excuse me.
Who holds the record for most consecutive podiums at competitions? Do you see Mitch breaking this? So Mitch, I think, is on 14 podiums in a row.
Yeah.
How many did Zydrunas do? 40?
Like, yeah, 40 to 50.
It was like around 40 or something like that podiums in a row, which is just crazy.
And then he missed one podium, and then he had like 20 more after that.
So yeah, Zydrunas by a long way at the moment, but Mitch is doing amazing.
I don't think anyone would be in the sport long enough to be.
Yeah, I don't think Mitch will be in the sport long enough to break that record, but you never know. You never know. I mean, it just takes an injury to be off a podium. It's so hard to just consistently be on the podium. Just 14 in a row is phenomenal. He's really interesting. I'm going to put this out there, and I want your opinion, guys.
Oh dear.
Because I've been thinking about it. Do we see Mitch as one of the top 10 of all time yet? I think he is. I think Mitch, because I think Martins is top 10 of all time.
Mitch has got what, four major wins.
Yeah. So I think if Martins is top 10 of all time, then Mitch is as well. Similar kind of level, maybe 8, 9, something like that.
Martins has won 9 internationals. Mitch has won 8. Martins has 3 major wins. Mitch has 4.
Yeah. I think if Mitch goes on to win World's Strongest Man this year, without question, he's got to be.
Yeah.
But I just want to know what people think, because he's had such a short career. But then I was starting to think, well, if someone did that over a long career, you'd be thinking, that's bloody awesome.
Who else is in that top 10? Let's throw some names out. Obviously, Zydrunas
and Brian are number 1 and 2. And then you've got like Marius Pujanowski, Bill, Jean-Paul Sigmarsson, Magnus Ver, Then you start looking at, Tom Stoltman, maybe because of his 2 World's Strongest Man. Yuko Ahola, I think, should be in there. Maybe Poundstone, even though he never won Worlds, he won a multiple amount of Arnolds. He won Fortissimus.
2 Arnolds, was it?
Yeah. So it gets tricky kind of after some of those. But, I think he's certainly within that kind of range.
Let's
see what people think.
Yeah.
Am I being biased, or is that fair?
I don't know.
Because I put Martins in the top 10. So I think if I put Martins in the top 10,
then you have to put Mitch as well. Yeah, because in terms, the numbers are comparable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ivers also is a great personality. Yes, he is.
Ivers is awesome.
One of my favorite personalities.
Will Mateus win any major titles? I believe he will. I really do. He's on the cusp so many times. He's so close.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he will?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. He's more than capable. Yeah, 100%. I think he's got a really good chance of winning Europe's as well. Like, at first, we were like, these are great events for Luke Stoltman, but looking at it, and after seeing Mateus
Monica, who's the 9th?
Stonewalk,
I'd like to know who the 9th is.
9 confirmed, yeah.
Because we had an email yesterday with 8.
Yeah.
Thomas Evans. 9. No, Thomas Evans has pulled out.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas Evans has pulled out.
Yeah.
He wants to focus on Worlds.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about Tom's comments about the Arnolds? He seemed to be a bit dejected that he had nothing to show for being on the podium.
I think it's a shame they don't have a podium and prizes for 2nd and 3rd.
They have monetary prizes.
They have monetary prizes, but I think for major competitions, it's nice to have something.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very competitive, never liked it when I didn't have winning trophies, but for something like the Arnolds.
I don't know if the Rogue production team appreciate how much we all love a podium as well.
Yeah.
And how much it means to the athletes to have those pictures at the end, because it's really hard to find anything.
I think that's one of the nice things about the Giants live shows. They've always got their podium, although they didn't when I won Europe's, I'd point out. But
no, they didn't. You were just wandering around.
Yeah. Giants live. Why was there no podium when I won Europe?
Honestly,
I do like seeing the podium at the end of a competition. I think it's cool. You've worked hard. You deserve to be on that podium.
Yeah.
I can see why Tom was a bit dejected about that.
Yeah, it's a nice celebration.
The Arnold's is a huge competition. You want that. You want to have that moment where you're on the podium and get the photo, and it's something to be proud of.
Definitely.
Even if it's not televised, just do it for the athletes, do it for the crowd.
Yeah, get the pictures. It's good promo, isn't it? Because it'll be used by lots of different news outlets and places like that. D-Souls, thank you for the super chat. To be honest, I prefer World's Strongest Man to go away. They're so behind with streaming and always host stuff in the most random places. Sure, Rogue, Arnold, all the way. The only thing is, though, if World's Strongest Man goes away, that takes money from
Rogue and Arnold's will all get smaller.
Yeah, because it takes money out of the sport, because athletes get a lot of sponsorship on the back of doing very well at something like the World's Strongest Man, because the title means so much. So it has its place. We all want it to improve, don't get me wrong.
Without question, I want it to be better. 100% I want it to be better.
But we don't want it to go away, because that shrinks the sport. There's, less eyes on it. Like, you just look at their reach on social media. They've got millions of followers, haven't they? So it's not good for the sport for Worlds to no longer exist, but we do want it to.
Without World's Strongest Man, there would have been no Shaw, Rogue, or Arnold Strongman. So
no, because the sport
there wasn't Strongman before that.
No, exactly. It's quite unique in that respect. The sport grew from the one TV show. So, love it or hate it. We've got.
I'm someone that's been screwed over a number of times at World's Strongest Man. There's things that I'm not happy that happened in the past, but I still want it to get better, and I want it to be better for the future athletes, and I want us to, as fans, to have better options. Totally agree. The lack of streaming is ridiculous in the times that we live in. They have to change things, and it's happening, but it's just too slow for everyone's liking.
Yeah. And love Rob Kearney, but I'm surprised he made World's Strongest Man. Rob was tied for third at a Giants Live last year at the World Open in Cardiff. So he tied for third with Shane Flowers, but lost on the last event, Raw.
Yeah.
So because Shane beat him on the stones, he ended up taking 4th place. But yeah, so he has as good as officially qualified. It's as close as you can get without actually being the top 3.
Every Giants Live top 3 automatically qualify, and then they start looking down the lists for kind of wildcard, I guess, options. And because he did so well there, that's why Rob is going to World's Strongest Man.
Who do you think the top seeds will be at World's Strongest Man? World's Strongest Man
no
do not have seeds.
But if me and Liz were to seed people, number 1 would be Mitch, number 2 would be Tom. Because of the past few years, you've got to kind of put them as 1 and 2 at World's Strongest Man.
I would put Evan as a seed. I would put Mateusz as a top 5 seed.
Mateusz is going to be, I would put him as a seed. I don't think he will be a seed based on what he did last year.
He wins Europe's.
Yes,
he's doing Europe's
yes, that's true. He'll have to win Europe's. I think Novikov would be a seed.
Yeah.
Evans definitely.
We'd have 10 seeds.
I think even though he didn't do that well at the Arnold's, Martins.
Yeah, I would have Martins as a seed. Yeah, he just had a bad day.
So let's say you're seeding 10 athletes. The interesting ones become: do you seed Trey Mitchell? Because you wouldn't want Trey in your group not as a seed.
No.
Especially with how good he is at Atlas Stones.
I know.
That would be a problem for a lot of people.
I'd seed Trey. I would.
That's going to be interesting for people.
Tom, Alexi, Mitch, Martins, Mateusz, Evan, Trey.
I think Matt Ragg is Pavlo.
Yeah.
Pavlo had a great first half last year. If he can get back in that shape, he's dangerous. He didn't have such a good second half after a bit of a back injury. Hopefully that's all recovered and he's back in really good shape. It's one of the hard things with strongman is, are people in shape at a certain time? You know, you kind of like Martins is tough because you take Martins from the Rogue a few years ago, or Arnold's a few years ago, or even Worlds 2 years ago, and 100% he's a seed. You go based off what he did at the Arnold's last weekend, does he deserve to be a seed?
Yeah.
But he could be a completely different Martins in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, 100%.
So some athletes are hard to seed because you just don't know what version of them is going to turn up. I mean, I would have said Kilishkovsky should have been a seed last year, but he was terrible at Worlds.
He'd had a bad show.
I know.
He was injured,
I know why, from a personal point of view, but it just, you don't know until people are at the comp.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the fun of competition.
We've got one of our famous friends,
Rongo is training for a competition now. I saw he's training hard. I'm not sure which competition it is, Rongo. So let us know if you're
what you're doing, Rongo.
But I did see that you're training for a comp, which is great to see.
Yes,
I want to see Rongo back on the international scene.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's someone I'd like to see given another chance. Like, he had his chance at Giants Live, and he got so ill, and it's typical, isn't it? And then, you know, if you fall off the radar, it's so hard to get back in again.
So many good guys right now.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Because you know what it's like building up to a big competition, all the travel, you've got your family and everything. It's
lots of love in the chat for Rongo, though.
Yeah.
Rongo's a cool guy.
Rongo's lovely. Where are we? Just everyone saying Rongo.
MJ keeps asking if Mateusz will win any majors. I think
probably asked a few times before. You guys do coaching. Loz does coaching. I do not.
Liz claims to coach,
actually, I do have one athlete in Team Liz, and he's very good.
He's a very good athlete.
He won the world's strongest master, and we're looking to break the deadlift world record this year.
Yeah. Much respect to Inez. Continuing on with it. Inez was unbelievable.
Still competing next weekend.
Had a quick chat with Inez, and luckily no serious injuries. Even though it looked so bad, it was just a lot of bruising. So she's going to be competing in the UK this weekend, which is great to see. And to just fight on through that, because her face must have been so painful. The swelling looked horrible.
It looked so uncomfortable, didn't it?
It did indeed.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Jeremy, thank you for the super chat. Good day. I wanted to ask about Andrea. Why did she go for her last deadlift attempt when she was guaranteed second? Or did I miss something?
Why did she go for her last deadlift attempt when she was guaranteed second? She was trying to pull 300 kilos, wasn't she?
She was trying to do the 666, wasn't she? The same as Lucy, to match Lucy. So if Lucy had failed her next lift after that, then she would have tied for first place on points.
Yeah.
I think is how it would have
So many events have happened that you kind of forget.
It was last weekend.
Yeah, I know. but no, events in that show, there was so much that happened,
yeah.
wasn't there? So many amazing performances.
Yeah. Bearded Zadrunas. Yeah, bearded Zadrunas is a bit weird, actually.
Also, Lucy was sorry, not Lucy. Victoria was still deadlifting at that point.
Yes.
But then obviously, unfortunately, got injured
on the 666. Yeah. We should have known. It's the mark of the devil, isn't it? Oh my goodness, my poor eyes. Oh dear. Eddie has a very necessary beard. If you look at the t-shirt, necessary. Oh, I think he surprised himself when he shaved it off.
he's someone that definitely looks better with a beard.
Yeah. Some people like. I think you look odd with a beard without a beard now.
Probably right.
You just get so used to something. It's like someone's half of their face is missing. Yeah. No, with the members.
I think if you've got a weak chin, not saying I've got a weak chin, but if you have a weak chin, having
you should
a beard
have
is
a beard.
Good.
Yeah. There's a really funny meme of like a guy who looks like a Viking with a beard, and then a version of it shaved off, and he's got like no chin. First Strongman Sunday from the same time zone. Noah.
Hey, buddy.
Noah trained with you yesterday.
Came to train yesterday. Yes, it's good to have him down.
Hope Liz isn't allergic to the puppy. I'm definitely not. I've been ill pretty much since we got back from the Arnolds.
Yeah, we both have, actually.
Yeah. And now, like, it's just all coming out of my face.
I didn't train yesterday. I just went down and helped people. But, just needed a few days.
It was just such a manic weekend, wasn't it? Like, really long days, no sleep, lots of travel, fast turnaround, jet lag. And then just, like, being in close proximity with so many people on top of it. Just picked something up.
Here we go. Here's people's opinions. Is Juho Ahola top 10? Yes, I would say Juho Ahola is top 10.
Yeah.
It was you got to remember it's a different time then. There wasn't the 4 majors that we have now. Like, when I was looking at who I think top 10 is, you can't really compare. Like Bill Kazma won 3 World's Strongest Man titles, but there was no Rogues, there was no Arnolds, there was no Giants Live stuff. They had other competitions, so I looked at overall wins and stuff. But someone like Bill has to be in the top 5 because of so many factors. But now with so many major comps, there's more options. That's why someone like Poundstone, in my opinion, is top 10. He did so well in so many competitions, just couldn't quite win World's Strongest Man. But Mitch has won everything, and he's won 3 of the major shows. Let's say he's won one of them twice.
Who, Mitch?
Yeah. To win 2 Arnolds is impressive, but he's also won Worlds. He won the Rogue. He's been on the podium a number of times in competitions. He's won a number of international shows.
He hasn't been off the podium since his first ever international competition.
Yeah.
And talk about dominant careers.
I don't have him top 5 yet, but I think he deserves to be top 10.
Yeah, no, I think so. Thor, you put Thor top 10,
Thor,
wouldn't
absolutely.
you? Yeah.
Absolutely Thor, yeah. Yeah, can't forget Thor.
Jeff Capes.
There's an argument for Capes. Definitely an argument for Capes. 2 World's Strongest Man titles. Capes is a good argument for sure. I accept that.
And
absolutely Hathor is a must. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Got to meet you 2 at the Arnold. So epic. Loved the 2-day shows, and it was cool sharing the excitement with y'all. I was the guy who told you I got a 550 deadlift that day.
Well done, buddy.
It's nice coming over because we get to meet so many people, and the amount of people that come up are like, "Oh, we're channel members." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." It's nice. What's your name? They say it. Don't recognize it. Lovely photos of Insta on all the women surrounding Angelica Jardine at the Arnold. Yeah, that was nice.
Do you know what? I'm impressed with the way the women get behind each other. It's good.
They really do.
Because you see a lot of bitchiness online, but to be honest, when they're competing, I want to say bitchiness. It's not from the top athletes.
No.
It's from other people, but they all seem to get behind each other really well.
Honestly, it's often from fans, isn't it? Or if you can call them fans.
Yeah, not proper fans, because I wouldn't even say proper fans. The proper fans really supportive of them. The amount of people I've seen positive comments saying, "Oh, they were amazing to watch." It's when things get online and things get viral, and
a lot of the time though it is from proper fans, but the fans of one athlete, so they don't like the other athletes because they want their one to win, and it's Rasmus, thank you for the super chat. Hello. I wonder, do you think naturally fatter people, 100 kilos plus, have an easier time getting good at strongman compared to naturally skinnier guys, like less than 80 kilos?
Not always. I think there are advantages. You know, if you're just used to carrying around a bigger body weight, you probably are going to have a stronger starting point than someone that's much smaller. But I don't think there's too much kind of scientific proof behind it. I know some fat guys that are really useless and some skinny guys that are really, really good.
Yeah.
So I think
look
more
at some of the under 80 kilo athletes. They're insane, aren't they? Really good.
Yeah, of course. There's fantastic athletes everywhere. And then you've got to look at different builds as well. I mean, you can have an 80 kilo guy that's absolutely hench, full of muscle, but they're short. And you might get like a really tall guy that's 100 kilos, but very, very skinny and struggles because their body needs to be much heavier. So that's why sometimes, you know, I don't always agree with the body weight argument, because you'll have like an 80 kilo guy that's levers are perfect for squatting, let's say. And people are saying, oh, pound for pound, he's much stronger than the 120 kilo guy. The 120 kilo guy might have terrible levers for squatting. So you have to look at more than just a few elements. But obviously, if you're big and heavy and you're carrying around more weight, it's going to help you be a bit stronger to start with.
Monica just clarifying that she was saying there are 9 Americans in World's Strongest Man, not Arnold UK. Arnold UK is
yes, you know, absolutely. Yeah.
There you go. 9 Americans is a lot of Americans, because it's
Americans.
Usually, like for Brits and Americans, it's usually 1 per group plus maybe a spare, like an extra one in a group somewhere slotted in.
Yeah,
but,
it is a lot. I think it's a lot.
There we go. Sarah, thank you for the members' comment. Loved Alexa's World Book Day costume. Ah, yes, she went as the Trunchbull, complete with big bun, mole, and unibrow.
I just want to clarify. Okay, Thor is clearly in my top 10. When we're doing these things, sometimes you just don't recall things straight away. And I'd be watching something, and if someone said it didn't say Thor, I'd be saying the same.
No,
but
you are terrible.
You know, people jump on you so much sometimes when you're trying to sort of think like the blink of a hat sometimes about who
you
you're.
were less of a terrible person, you would have remembered Thor.
I know. I'm an awful person. I apologize to Thor and all the Thor fans
and Thor's family.
Let's not go crazy.
And the Australian strength coach. Bring him.
I will ring him up after this and apologize. Yes, clearly Thor is one of the top 10 of all time.
There we go. Alejandro? There we go. Thank you for the super chat. I say yes, he's already the Canadian GOAT, and scary, he's accomplished more in 2 years than 2 decades. Also, no deadlift equals no major titles. Look at past winners. Oh, so I guess you're talking about Mateus on the deadlift.
Disagree. Marius,
Derek Poundstone.
What are you on about Derek Poundstone?
Are we talking about
he's saying no deadlift. Also, no deadlift equals no major titles. I'm guessing he's talking about people that can't deadlift.
Yeah.
What about Samuelson?
Yeah.
What about Verastiuk?
Yeah. Mike Jenkins.
All very, very good athletes with average to poor Phil Pfister.
I meant Mike Jenkins, not Derek Poundstone.
Yeah, Poundstone could deadlift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Jenkins, not a great deadlift.
Yeah.
Verastiuk, not a great deadlift. Samuelson, terrible deadlift. Phil Pfister, terrible deadlift.
Yeah. Like, comparatively.
No, terrible.
No,
because people say that Kilishkovsky's deadlift's poor, but his deadlift's way better
than theirs. Yeah, to be fair. Well, if you look at it this way, on the Hummer Tire deadlift, Andrea Thompson has the women's world record at 800 pounds, which is more than Magnus Samuelson and Phil Pfister did on the same equipment. And they're both World's Strongest Man winners. So, yeah terrible deadlift.
For a World's Strongest Man.
Yes.
Not for just an average person.
Yeah.
On the whole, it's definitely an advantage to have a good deadlift, though.
Of course.
Ted Vanderpar, awful deadlift. Sorry, Ted.
Imagine.
Awesome weight for height.
Ted's like, oh, what's this channel? Talking strongman. I used to do strongman.
Who's this hairy bastard talking about me?
And the first thing he hears, Ted Vanderpar, awful deadlift.
Awesome at weight for height and pulling airplanes.
Yes, and carrying the Husserl stone. There we go.
It's a great thing with strongman.
Yeah.
You have to be good at everything, although it helps if you are.
Yeah. For casual fans, World's Strongest Man is the show, and it very much so. Like for the average Joe who just doesn't follow strongman at all, a lot of them, especially in places like the UK, the USA, and parts of Europe, they know what the World's Strongest Man competition is. They've seen it at some point in their life.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't really even understand that there's a whole sport behind that happens throughout the year.
Yeah.
But if World's Strongest Man didn't exist, as far as those people be aware, the sport doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So we don't want worlds to disappear. We just want it to be
better
to behave.
Please, can we have better scorecards? That would be good.
Yeah. There was scorecards missing because they used to always have it on the left-hand side. And I don't know if they just didn't do it because they had the commentator boxes this year. But I really value having like in between events, updated scores. Like I don't want to check a spreadsheet on Strongman Archives when I'm at the competition.
Absolutely.
It's a bit crazy, isn't it?
I agree. To be honest, even finding some results for other comps is really difficult. We don't make it easy for ourselves in Strongman.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the new stuff, and there's certain comps I'd like to put in, but you can't find any bloody information on them.
It's so hard to find information sometimes. Yeah.
People are like, why don't you put stuff up about the lighter weight classes? It's hard to find information about it sometimes.
Yeah, it really is. I would seed Bobby this year, says Malcolm. Should Big Loz be knighted?
Definitely.
He's a terrible person. Oh dear. Oh, now people arguing about Thor and Eddie, and Eddie's not top 20. Oh dear. We'll stay out of that one. Al Prescott, thank you for the super chat. If Rauno makes it to stone off, unless it's Tom, he wins.
Rauno in a stone off is a problem for a lot of people, definitely.
No
like,
one
put
wants
it this
to
way.
see Rauno opposite them.
That's exactly it. No
Yeah.
one wants to see Rauno on the other end of a stone.
No, they kind of think
even if they can beat him, they're gonna like Rauno is
ruined.
An animal. He's gonna make you work damn hard.
Yeah, and
he's training stones already hard.
He's training them really hard, and it would like even if, like you say, if you can beat him, it destroys you for the final, and that's why we don't like the stone off. We don't like that
by the time Brian got to the final, he was beat.
Yeah. To have to do that like a maximum effort event that can go on for a really long time.
If you're going, let's say the top, let's just say for argument's sake, the top 10 at Worlds are the top 10 in the world.
Mm.
If you're 6 to 10, you don't want to be going up against the top 5 absolutely fatigued.
Yeah, and you're knackered. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not good. Columbus, Ohio, Arnold's seating wasn't very good. Paid for seating, the chairs were way too close together. And I think that's
it's Rauno.
That's what happened with them adding the seats because they sold out so early and ended up adding an extra 600 seats, I think it was. Hey, my Team Liz athlete is in the house. Hello, Rauno. Hope you're having a nice evening. How's training going? Very good. Training for the stone off.
Mitch and Thor show at the UK, most likely.
100%. No. Oh, sorry. But they'll be there. I thought they meant, yeah.
Oh, they'll both be there.
Yeah.
I think they're good events for Thor.
They're really good events for Thor.
Weight for height, he's very good at. Obviously, we saw how good his deadlift is. His carries, farmers frame carry look really good, so farmers should be good.
Log potentially an issue for Thor.
Log potentially an issue. His yoke and the dumbbell depends how much the pec affects.
Yeah.
Whether he can use both arms or not, I don't know.
Is he left-handed? I think
he is left-handed,
and it was his left pec that he tore.
So that might be a problem.
Mm.
But Mitch will be consistent. Looking forward to seeing Lucas Hatton on the log. He looks really good in training. First real big comp for him. I'm looking forward to seeing Big Gav. Yes, Gav has been really, really good these last few competitions we've seen him at. Yeah, and because he's just been focused on this, the other guy's a bit more tired. He might be able to cause some problems.
Yeah, definitely. D Souls, thank you for the super chat. The Loz Classic, 2 days, 3 events each day. What are the events? If you could have anything done the way that you wanted it.
Don't know. I like frame or farmers. I like yoke. I like truck pull, some kind of vehicle pull.
So you've got 3 moving events.
Well, you're allowed as many bloody moving events as I want.
Let's put in a natural stone lift.
I don't really think you can't, like a truck pull is the same as a
No,
moving
it's
event.
not. No, it's a
Completely
pulling
different.
event. Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of I like some kind of deadlift.
Yeah. Some sort of deadlift.
But maybe, maybe not just a standard deadlift, maybe something. I like the Hummer tire, I like the elephant bar. Don't know, something different.
Which overhead do you want?
Axel. I like Axel for Max. I like Axel for Max. I think it's cool. Just because we see log so often.
Yeah. Natural stone.
I also like the Flintstone lift, if I'm honest. I like Viking
cool.
press as well. And we don't see any of them quite as much as we see log all the time. So just something different to them. What were you saying?
Natural stones instead of Atlas stones.
Yeah, I like natural stones as a loading type event. Don't know, maybe some kind of carrying event. I don't know. Have to have a think.
Scottish Chris, I have a fat face. I definitely need my beard.
Gives you more length to your face.
Yeah, it's nice and long. Oh, I've sent you the beard shave meme on Insta, Liz. Thank you, Rick. I'll get it out.
Capes, I think, is top 20 for sure, but not top 10. He's 100% top 20. And like I said, I think there's arguments for him to be top 10.
Are you guys fans of powerlifting?
I like watching powerlifting. I wouldn't say I'm like the world's biggest powerlifting fan. I couldn't tell you every single top powerlifter out there, but in terms of heavyweights, I know most of the top, especially from the past. And more, I enjoy more like raw lifting than equipped powerlifting for sure.
This isn't the meme that I saw, but it's
quite funny.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, that one went around for a while.
Yeah, it's very good though. The one I saw, it's only 2 pictures. It's from a side angle, but that one's good too. I'm not a fan of powerlifting. I appreciate when it's the top guys or the top women doing the best lifts. What I don't like about powerlifting is how many classes there are. It gets a bit much, doesn't it?
I think powerlifting is a great to-do sport.
I know,
not the best to watch.
No, and I know of at least 50 world champions. How can there be that many world champions? It's ridiculous.
Everyone is a world champion.
Everyone's a world champion, and it takes away from it. I think
I
it's like, oh, this person's world champion powerlifter. I'm like, oh yeah, all right then. Sure, Jan.
you meet a really good one,
and then
you don't almost kind of
you don't know what's good and what's not. No.
Yeah.
No offense.
And there's some incredible powerlifters out there, really is. And I'm someone that enjoys powerlifting, enjoy competing in it, and I enjoy watching as well.
It can be hard to
but
watch.
You need to know about lifting to enjoy it. I think it's not so good for. I think strongman is much more enjoyable to watch as a non-lifter.
Spectator sport, yeah. Anastasia, thank you for the super chat. Do you know if Arnold UK will be streamed on YouTube next weekend? So, as far as we're aware, no, it's not going to be streamed on YouTube. It is going to be streamed on the Arnold Sports website. So we are going to. It is usually free to watch there. So we're going to get the link. It's being streamed by ADL Live, who do Shaw Classic, Strongest Man on Earth, and have done Clash in the past as well, and loads of things across the USA. So they're in a position, they know the sport quite well, don't they? Yeah. But we are going to make a video about it this week with all of the details.
Matty Bryan, where do you rank Eddie Hall? I don't see him top 10. I don't think he won enough in his career. I totally agree. I don't see Eddie as top 10. Eddie's probably legacy to the sport is the eyes that he brought to the sport. He got a lot more people interested in it, and he did a few incredible feats of strength. Without question, one of the strongest men to ever live, but certainly not top 10 in terms of the best strongmen of all time.
I think that's fair. Oh dear. Don't argue, guys.
They can argue. It's fine.
They can argue. Angela competing, fully confident, will be almost scary given she went into the Arnold's, not expecting so much of herself. Strong woman field just gets better and better. It's like the men's side in the 2000s. Yeah.
She was unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd be great to see her. I hope she doesn't feel like pressure, because a lot of people...
She's going to feel a lot more pressure now because she's going to have a target on her back.
Right, exactly.
You go from being the underdog to being the favorite. That's a very different mental state to be in
and that
going
weight
into a
of
competition.
expectation as well. Like, God, you know, I have to do really well now. People are expecting
Mitch
it
feels
of me.
that. Thor feels that. You know, these guys. You look at Mitch, who first world's strongest man. No one knows who you are. Everyone's like, "Oh, you did amazing." Now it's like, if you don't win, that's shit. It's a harsh reality that top athletes have to deal with. I saw someone say, "Oh, Tom Stolman didn't do well at the Arnolds." Tom hit 3 PBs. He did bloody amazing.
Yeah, I know.
It's so easy to be harsh on these guys.
Yeah.
Even like Novikov, people said, "Oh, Novikov didn't do well." Novikov hit PBs.
Yeah,
The dude did good. It's just a very high level comp and, you know, a different set of events, and it could be a different result
story.
completely.
Exactly. Nathaniel, thank you for the super chat. Who will be the first man to win all 4? The World's Strongest Man, Arnold's, Rogue Invitational, and the Shaw Classic? It would be Mitch.
I think Mitch has a good chance.
Well, he's 3/4 of the way there already. Like, so Tom would have to win Rogue, Arnold's, and Shaw.
Well, Mitch is the closest at the moment, having won the last 2 majors.
Yeah. Could be Thor, though.
No.
Oh, no, because Thor hasn't won the Rogue Invitational. But he could win it this year. He could win.
Who would be the first man to win all 4 of World's Strongest?
The World's Strongest Man, Arnold's, Rogue Invitational, and the Shaw Classic. So Thor already has 2 of those under his belt. It's possible he gets the other 2.
It is.
Yeah.
If he does the.
It would be
Shaw
one
Classic.
of those 2. Yeah, presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Martins could, but I don't think he's going to do the Shaw Classic. So
no, it didn't sound like he was going to do it.
I think Mitch is probably the most likely to do it in the near future.
Yeah.
Tom has a chance. I'd probably say Mitch the favorite and Tom probably second favorite, just because they're most likely to do all the comps.
Yeah. Were they terrible deadlifters, or is Andrea just a beast? To be fair,
she is a
Andrea
beast.
Is a beast, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, she's a beast. And when I say terrible deadlifters, I'm talking about world's strongest man.
Yeah, standard. Yeah. Jiminy Crickets, thank you for the super chat. Can we put I know some fat guys who are really useless?
We should definitely do that.
People want a shirt for everything these days. The amount of suggestions I get sent. Even mock-ups.
I need to get them on the website.
Will they have a yoke at the World's Strongest Man final?
Ooh, let's wait and see. I hope so.
I want big Loz on Strictly. Oh, it's random.
I would be up for that.
Would you?
Yeah.
Loz can move.
Be a good excuse to lose a bit more weight.
Yeah, there you go. Get you out of the house. But all
Let's
of
make
these...
a petition to get me onto Strictly.
No, because they all leave their wives for the dancer. What do you mean? That's it. I'm changing the name of the channel. Oh dear. What kind of injury did Evan get at the Arnolds?
He hurt his knee. I don't know to what degree. He hurt his hand a little bit. I think it was like a cut on his hand, but his knee was the big issue that pulled him out of the comp.
Yeah. Oh, the dog's stirring.
Yeah, she fell asleep.
Backlift. No, not the backlift. Did they take away Thor's second rep on Axel? We did talk about this last weekend, but just to clarify.
They never actually gave it to him, apparently.
No.
It was just given on the stream. So it looked like he got the rep.
Yeah, so 3 referees. I don't know why the mid one gave the down signal. Like, I don't know. But the other 2 with their boards did not give a good lift signal.
Look, as someone that criticizes referees a lot, I will say this. Sometimes as a referee, you almost get into a rhythm. You kind of, when you know an athlete, you almost get into like a rhythm of knowing what they're going to do.
It's not going up anymore
and
than
sometimes
that.
you just kind of react without going through the process. And sometimes it's why judging should be super strict.
Yeah.
Because it takes all that away. But they're human, they make mistakes. That's why it's good having 3 referees. You know, you've got 3 people that can kind of check on things, and they did. 1 referee gave it a good lift, but 2 didn't, and it was taken off straight away.
Yeah, but the announcers, obviously seeing that, thought it was a good lift, announced it as a good lift. It was on the stream as a good lift, and that's where the confusion came in.
A lot of the kind of the graphics that come up on a screen is just someone pressing a button. It's nothing to do with the referees or athletes that are controlling that.
Yeah, there you go. You got to have a car roll in your competition.
Oh, I like a car roll,
yeah,
or even a car walk. Maybe get rid of the yoke, put the car walk in, and a car roll is a cool event.
Yeah, Car row is cool.
I've done it a couple of times. I like it. I want to try and find a good few videos of me doing it. It's just fun.
Apparently, it's just been announced that Erin Murray's had to pull out of the
that's a
Arnold
shame.
UK.
That is a shame. Look, we enjoy watching Erin. She's an awesome athlete. It's a shame we won't get to see her.
Yeah, we saw her at the airport, didn't we, just before we left?
Yeah, she had a bit of an injury, didn't she?
Yeah, she said she was hoping to get there, but really wasn't sure. Randy, thank you for the super chat. Knowing that everyone is different, how long does it take to recover properly after a strongman show and compete at top of your game for the next one, Mitch excluded?
So the reality is it varies greatly depending on the athletes. Age has a factor, fitness levels, how much competition took out of you, how hard you had to push. Mitch is a bit of a freak. He can recover exceptionally quickly. But for most athletes, it's going to take a couple of weeks. Again, depends how hard you push. Like Thor had a lot more in him on the deadlift, so I think he's still relatively fresh on that. I think he's going to be fine. You know, 2 weeks between the shows, I think he'll be absolutely fine. His pressing is just nowhere near back to where he was at his strongest, so I don't think he's going to take too much out of him. I know Mitch is feeling pretty fresh. Other athletes will feel a lot more battered and just need to really be focusing on recovering as much as they can between the two shows. It can be anything from a few days to 3 or 4 weeks, but there are lots of factors that come into that. So I can't just say it's this long for everyone because it really does vary person to person. Usually the older we get, it takes longer to recover. When we're young, we're recovering quick, we're fresh, body doesn't hurt, you tend to be able to recover much, much quicker. Rasmus, thank you for the super chat. What about an anchor drag for max distance? Oh, that would be brutal. That would be brutal. That's something I'd like to watch, not like to do.
You've done some that, even though they were for a set distance, they may as well have been for max distance. They've been so hard and heavy, and on like cobblestones and just terrible surfaces for dragging. Yeah, evil.
Luna, thank you for the super chat. I like Fingal's fingers, but what type of event is it? It seems so unique. It's moving, but also deadlift the finger off the ground, pushing it up and over looks like some sort of overhead push. It's a full body movement. I like Fingal's fingers at a big competition like World's Strongest Man, where there are lots of safety features in place to protect the athletes. I don't like Fingal's fingers at small competitions. And we saw one last weekend where an athlete got quite badly hurt. And I've seen an athlete get extremely badly hurt on you know, where he ended up in
he was in intensive care, wasn't he? Like broke all of his ribs,
literally, like destroyed him.
It's
a very, very dangerous bit of kit, and I don't think it should be used in low-level competitions that don't have the. Firstly, most people don't have the ability to train it because it's a very heavy, big piece of kit, which most gyms aren't going to be able to have access to. And then in these smaller competitions, they don't have the safety features to protect the athletes. So it's something that I don't like seeing in small competitions. However, visually, it does look amazing. And for the top strongmen that have the strength to do these things, I think it's a cool event. But in terms of what does it test? Yes, all over body strength. You know, it's not like a pressing event where you strong shoulders and triceps. What you're trying to do is almost use bone on bone, where you're locking the elbow completely and then driving more of the legs to push it over. Height is a big advantage because you can come at the pole from a higher angle. So that definitely helps. But if you're super powerful, you make up for it anyway. But it's a fun event. But yeah, one I don't like seeing at low level comps.
But yeah, it goes into the all over body movement dynamic type category, I guess. A bit like a car roll. It doesn't fit any whole body. Yeah, it doesn't fit any standard lift, does it? Sort of lifting category. Thor needs to get his pressing back up, someone said. I'm sure he will. I mean, he's only 9-10 months out of surgery.
Yeah.
And packing one is quite a big deal, isn't it? It's a big injury. Cousin Fred, thank you for the super chat. So glad that OSG is in Madison, Wisconsin this year. Only 4 hours from me. Ah, that's good. Don't think we're going to be able to go this year, are we?
Unfortunately, we're not going to make it this year, but it will still be a great event.
Clashes with our daughter's birthday, and yeah, it's just, she's of an age
We're
where
being good parents and sticking with the 6-year-old.
Yeah, she is only 10 and 7, but these are formative years, aren't they? I don't think we should miss her birthday.
And I'm not focused on Strongman this year, so
you're not going to be competing. No,
I may do the British Masters still, which is in November, but I won't be going to Worlds. I'm focusing on just trying to bring my body weight down and get in better shape again this year.
Was Romark with Martins at the Arnolds? Normally see him in a vid somewhere. Oh,
indeed.
Romark was there. Yeah.
Yes, he was there.
He's always there. I suppose Instagram. Do you think Mitch's marathon background aids his recovery?
No.
No?
I think people kind of talk like Mitch is some kind of like amazing marathon runner. He's done a couple of marathons, but Mitch has an athletic background. He's done sport from a very, very young age. And I will say that is an advantage to any athlete. If you have a sporting background, it's going to help you, as opposed to people that never did any lifting and then just get into the gym as they get older.
Yeah. Michael, how's the training channel coming? Lozzie, can we have an update?
It's not coming along, but it's something that is on the priority for after next week's Arnold's.
Yeah.
We've already got with someone that works for me, we've kind of got a list of things that we need to go through. There's a couple of just instructional videos that I want to get done for my own clients, so I have easier access to show them videos, and other ideas as well. But yeah, the channel will be set up. My own clients will have access to certain links, and then we're going to start working on some of the more coaching videos as well. But we've just been mega busy trying to make sure this channel is doing better, which views seem to be better, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the content that we're putting out, focusing on coaching the actual athletes that I coach, and also we're setting up a coaching app as well, which I'm really excited to launch as a cheaper option for people that want to join Team Loz, because obviously not everyone can afford full-on coaching, but the app is going to have training programs, nutritional stuff. It's going to have instructional videos, going to be videos like monthly videos that I'll be putting out, or even weekly, hopefully we can kind of push to. But yeah, lots of work is going on behind the scenes. It's not like we're sitting around doing nothing. We are busy, and it's a small team. We're trying to grow things all the time, and with you guys' support, that's what it helps keep things growing. We're just trying to build a brand as much as we can. But yes, I definitely want to get the coaching channel up at some point.
And we did film a couple of that. I've got the content for it. I just haven't edited yet.
Yeah.
Jiminy Crickets, thank you for the super chat. Can we get people want a shirt for everything on a shirt, Liz? Oh goodness, no. No. He's naughty, but he's not either, is he?
He's doing well.
Yeah, he sends you food, doesn't he? At these competitions.
He offers.
He sent us burgers at OSG.
He did. He offered the
it was
Arnold
great.
as well.
Yeah.
But I'd just eaten breakfast, so I turned it down, not realizing he was going to bring them later.
Oh, there you go.
Should never turn down food. That's the problem. I'm no longer a competitive strongman. I turn down food. That never used to happen.
No, yeah.
Ooh, people enjoying the news video, so that's really cool.
That's cool. Good. We're glad. Yeah. Right. It's 1 hour and 17 minutes in. The dog is going to wake up any minute. I know it. She needs to wake up.
She's all snuggled in now.
Yeah, but she needs to have a run around so she can settle down for the night. so we should get going.
Victoria Talking Strongwoman coming out this week.
We'll
have a video on the Arnolds with everything that you guys need to know. We will just make sure we get all the information, so we can kind of allow you guys to know. What else we got this week?
Then we're going to the Arnolds.
Oh yeah, we're going to the Arnolds.
Yeah. Yeah. So there'll be lots and lots of videos off the back of that, hopefully as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
Have an amazing week, guys. Thank you for joining us always. Please go and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and we will catch you guys next time. Take care.
Smile and wave, Lassie. Smile and wave. Keep smiling and waving.